Hello and welcome to my channel. We'll be cooking old and wonderful recipes from different points in history. Today we'll be cooking a tomato soup cake by the Campbell's Corporation. They sent this out as advertising from the 20s all the way to the 80s. Anyway, so we need to start off in a medium-sized mixing. Again, as I was saying, we need 31 grams of margarine. I just used this because it was the first one I picked up, with 200 grams of sugar. Let me make sure my scales are actually on. So 200 grams of sugar. Now I don't know if the recipe meant caster sugar or normal sugar. I'm just going to go caster sugar for safe. And we need to cream this in with the sugar gone a bit over. Got no teaspoons in there. Okay, and I'm currently at 204. If you can hear any noise in the background, it's probably my oven. The oven should be up at temperature now, but because I literally just eaten dinner, but you never know at this point. With 31 grams, so we then need to cream the 31 grams of margarine once I actually put it in. Should be 2 tablespoons, but I think it actually meant teaspoons. I don't know. I'm following a recipe from 1950, so the measurements might not be entirely correct. This will be virtually impossible to cream fully because of the way that the sugar molecules in this will be working, because you're literally scraping the bottom of the barrel to get this to cream. I'm having quite a problem with creaming it myself. And I love baking. I actually created this channel because it combines my love of baking with my love of history. Good thing I freshly cleaned this counter. Right, so that's as far as we're going to get to because life just doesn't allow it to go any further. Right, and now we need to sieve the flour 4 times, once on its own. So we need 250 grams of flour sifted on its own with a first on its own. I'll use this bowl because it's bigger. Also probably help if I put it on. and now. Right, and now I need to add the 250 flour. I think the bowl's too small. Ooh, maybe not. Nope, just big enough. Okay. Now I do need to take a little bit away from this. Of how light and fluffy it is, it will take less. Because I can put more onto a spoon at once. Right, put that in there. So, let me make sure I... Turns out I don't have a sieve, but you can sieve without a sieve by literally just transferring it from bowl to bowl. So I've sieved this once already. Now with modern flour manufacturing techniques, you don't need this. Right, put a small pinch of ground cloves in. But this will often be done just to also add air to the cake, which I think is the reason why this recipe does it more than anything else. Right, now I need to add the nutmeg. Again, just one small amount of, almost like a pinch. You don't want. Did you know that actually nutmeg can be used as a hallucinogenic? Has similar properties to methamphetamine. It's a cool fact. But it is toxic in high doses, which is why it makes you hallucinate. Right, and a small amount of pepper. Not pepper, salt. We're adding pepper to it. We've just gone crazy. Right, sift this for the final time. Mix it round a bit just to get everything through with this method of sifting. Right, so now we need to put this off to the side and do the actual tomato soup bit, which I'm not looking forward to because I hate tomato soup. Right, now I need to add the tomato soup into a bowl with 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Just grabbing a new teaspoon. Where did I put it? Here. So this is bicarbonate of soda. Baking soda and bicarbonate of soda are the same thing, but you don't want to use baking powder because baking powder is less refined and so it doesn't work as well. Now the acidity from the tomato soup will mean that this will soon get fluffy almost, which is I guess where most of the rise will come from. Yep, as you can see, air bubbles, and as you may be able to see, air bubbles are now being formed. I don't know if you actually will because of how this phone is rubbish. Right, now I need to alternate putting the flour mix and the tomato soup into the sugar and butter. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you want to do this until everything is in there. Give me a minute. I don't want a tomatoey spoon. Not the top anyway, because that's disgusting. Now this recipe was sent in by someone apparently according to the Campbell's website. in several different people actually, but personally I don't believe that. But it's been around since the 1920s, so it must be good. Apparently it's meant to taste like chocolate cake. But somehow I highly doubt that. Well, I don't know why I doubt that. You know, apparently someone called Kelly makes this a lot. And it's a family recipe. I don't know why I doubt that a lot as well. It should make a lot of batter, in theory. Oh god. I spilled a tiny bit, which might not be the best compared to everything else that I've made before, because I've never actually made a vintage recipe like this before. This video is on TikTok and YouTube, so check them both out. Well, don't, but if you want it in a smaller, more condensed form, like this tomato soup, please go look at both. Or if you want it as a longer, more in-depth tutorial, look at the YouTube one. I don't know what platform you're watching it on, so I can't really say. Right, so now you need to put this in a loaf tin, a floured loaf tin. It says for a ridiculous size of 4.5 by 8.5, which is just a ridiculous size, and I don't have. But any loaf tin will work. It just looks like a gooey mess currently. I don't think I floured this properly, but you know. Right, smooth this out a bit just to make it look more presentable. Right. Right, now this just needs to go into the oven at 175 degrees for 15 minutes. So I'll see you in 50. Right, it's done, so let's try it. I can never pick any of it up. Okay, that is delicious. I love that. That's absolutely delicious. Honestly, make this for someone and don't tell them what it is, and then afterwards tell them what it is.